Right, well, it's time to talk about your money here on Good Morning Quad Cities. The U.S. Department of Labor has reported the number of job openings in the country has dropped to a two-year low. The 8.8 million job openings reported was 732,000 fewer than the 9.6 million that Wall Street was projecting. Since the beginning of the year, the number of job openings across the nation has declined by more than 2 million. Joining us with our financial expert, Mark Grywacheski from the Quad Cities Investment Group. Happy Labor Day to you.
Hey, happy Labor Day to you and Andrew and everybody in the control booth.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Now, why have we been seeing this sudden decline in the number of job openings?
I don't want our viewers to think that the sky is falling with respect to the labor market. Overall, the labor market remains fairly strong. The 8.8 million job openings is still a very large number of open positions waiting to be filled. And more importantly, that conveys that employers still have a very strong demand for qualified workers. But that said, Devin, this latest report does give some further evidence that the labor market is gradually weakening. The current 8.8 million job openings is the lowest reported number of job openings in about 2.5 years, going all the way back to March of 2021. And as you mentioned, since the beginning of the year, the number of job openings has declined by 2.4 million. So even though the labor market is still fairly strong, Devin, there are more and more cracks starting to form.
Now, the Department of Labor also released the August employment report, which showed the economy added 187,000 new jobs last month, but the national unemployment rate jumped from 3.5% up to 3.8%. So what are your thoughts on this latest report?
You're right, Devin. The national unemployment rate jumped from 3.5% to 3.8%, but 3.8%, Devin, is still near a 50-year low. Look, a 3.8% unemployment rate is not a sign of distress or collapse within the U.S. labor market. But once again, it's also that further evidence the labor market is gradually weakening. The number of new jobs being added has been steadily declining. The number of unfilled job openings has been steadily declining. Over the next few months, Devin, the unemployment rate is expected to slowly start creeping even higher. So, it's not a doom and gloom outlook for the U.S. labor market, but we need to be aware the labor market is going through this transition.
Okay, Mark, well, we just wrapped up the back to school shopping season, but we're literally less than 2 months away from the November-December holiday shopping season. Of course, the retail industry's biggest event of the year. So do you feel consumers will be willing to spend their money given the state of the labor market and the ongoing concerns of a recession?
It's hard to imagine, Devin, we're just less than 2 months away from that November, December retail holiday shopping season. But with respect to a potential recession, Devin, the three biggest factors are consumer spending, and oh, by the way, there's consumer spending. And the reason I say that, Devin, is that consumer spending drives about 2/3 of the country's total economic growth. And if consumer spending suddenly plummets, the odds of a recession increase substantially. Now, in my opinion, Devin, the strength of consumer spending will rely heavily on the strength of the labor market. When jobs are plentiful and consumers are optimistic in their job security, they do tend to spend their money much more freely, which ultimately drives and fuels the economy and can potentially keep the economy out of a recession. Now, so far, Devin, consumer spending has remained fairly strong. But with savings accounts shrinking, household debt at record levels, and now we're seeing that further evidence of a weakening labor market, will consumers have the confidence and ability to really open up their pockets, or their pocketbooks for this upcoming November, December retail holiday shopping season. And I think that will become a very closely watched growing debate on Wall Street the closer we get to that November, December retail holiday shopping season.
It will be here before we know it, so we've got to start thinking about it. But have a great holiday with your family. Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure, Devin. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. See you next Monday.
All right. Well,